Hello, welcome to my video. I'm Nadia Nginagusin Hutagaol, Master of Business Administration, student from School Business and Management, Bandung Institute of Technology. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Erman Sumirat, our accounting lecturer, for giving me the opportunity to make this video as my exam. With this video, I want to elaborate about analysis financial statement and responsibility accounting of Antam. Before we begin, I want to clarify that this presentation was prepared by me personally for the accounting exam. The case study comes from the company Antam. The things analyzed are not intended to undermine or degrade the good name of company Antam. So let's begin. Antam is a member of MineID, or we usually know Mining Industry Indonesia. The state-owned enterprises holding mining industry is a vertically integrated, export-oriented, diversified mining and metals company. With operations spread throughout the mineral-rich Indonesian archipelago, Antam undertakes all activities from exploration, excavation, processing through to marketing of nickel ore, ferronickel, gold, silver, bauxite, and coal. The vision of Antam is to become a leading global corporation through diversification and integrated natural resource-based business. And for the missions of Antam are, number 1, produce quality products by maximizing added values through industry best practice implementations and exceptional operations. Number 2, to optimize resources by prioritizing sustainability, workplace safety, and environmental preservation. Number 3, to maximize corporate values for shareholders and stakeholders. And last, number 4, to enhance workforce competencies and welfare as well as the economic independence of the communities in the surrounding operations areas. Next, we will discuss about the income statement of Antam. There are several accounts that have significant changes here, and we will discuss some of these income statements. It can be seen that the net income in 2021 has increased. This may be because in 2019 to 2020 it decreased due to the sudden occurrence of COVID-19. But in 2021 it increased very significantly because Antam was able to cope with it with a better strategy. It can be seen from operating expense. Operating expenses also increased significantly due to salaries, wages, bonuses, and employee welfare that previously experienced a lot of efficiency. Last but not least, we will discuss about finance costs. The most visible difference in this finance cost is the gain or loss on foreign exchange from short-term bank loans and investment loans portion, where the gain or loss on foreign exchange from short-term bank loans and investment loans. Next, we will discuss about balance sheet from assets. There are several accounts that have significant change, namely, as you can see, cash equivalent and trade receivables from related parties. This can be ascertained that the third-party entity has reintrusted Antam. From liability, there is no significant difference in these liabilities. There are several accounts that have increased. The increase was mainly due to the increase in short-term liabilities and especially in trade payables. There are also some accounts that are reduced, which means that Antam has paid its debt from the previous year in 2020. Next, from equity. The company's total equity increased by 4% from 19 trillion rupiah as in 2020 to 19.8 trillion rupiah as in 2021. The increase was mainly due to an increase in difference in foreign currency translation. Next, we will discuss about the cash flow of Antam. Net cash provided from operating activities increased from 18 billion rupiah as in 2020 to 1.8 trillion rupiah as in 2021. This increase was mainly due to an increase in cash receipts from customers, which rose up by 67%. In addition, in 2021, the component of payments to suppliers was recorded at 6.8 trillion rupiah compared to 2020 that amounted from 4.9 trillion rupiah. Meanwhile, in 2021, the company recorded payments of interest fell 20%. And for other payments, as we can see on the table above, which increased by 6.3 billion rupiah. Now, net cash used in investing activities in 2021 declined by 18% from 126 billion rupiah in 2020 to 104 billion rupiah. This decrease was mainly due to a decrease in cash flow for the disbursements for exploration and evaluation assets, which decreased from 25 billion rupees in 2020 to 8 billion rupees in 2021. In addition, the decrease in cash flow for disbursement for intangible assets increased by 2 times. In 2020, there was no recorded cash flow from dividends received from the company's investing activities. In addition, there wasn't an investment in share in 2021. Also, in 2021, cash flows from income from other debt wasn't recorded. Antam recorded an increase in net cash flow used in financing activities of 511 billion rupees in 2021 compared with 438 billion rupees in net cash flow used in financing activities in 2020. This was influenced by a 85% decrease in proceeds from bank loans. In addition, there is also a decrease in repayments of bank loans as much as 10 times. Other components affecting net cash flow position used for financing activities in 2021 were amounting in cash flow related to repayment of bank loans in 2021 of 166 billion rupees, up 193% from cash flow used for repayment of bank loans of 489 billion rupees recorded in 2020, and then payment of lease liabilities up 3.3 times. And for conclusion of this financial statement analysis, I use return on assets. Why use return on assets? Because this ratio measures the ability of company managers to get returns of company assets. There are things that need to be calculated into account return on assets, namely net profit and total assets. Net profit needs to be annualized so that the calculation of return on asset is more accurate. Since this analysis uses Q1 in 2021, the net profit must be multiplied by 4. The return on assets formula simply divided the annual net profit by the total assets. As we can see from the result, Antam is in the good category because the return on assets value obtained reaches a value of 7.71%. The value is more than 5.98%, the return on asset industry standard in 2021. We will continue to discuss about responsibility accounting. There are several parts in responsibility center, namely cost center, revenue center, profit center, and investment center, and we will discuss it one by one. First, cost center. Cost center usually produce goods or provide services to other parts of the company because they only make goods or services. They have no control over sales prices and therefore can be evaluated based only on their total cost. For the cost center at Antam, we can find out some of the cost centers by looking at the IDX financial report in the cost of goods sold section. In 2021, there will be many purchases of precious metals due to increased demand for the thing, so that the cost of goods sold increased by 2 trillion rupees. The total production and sales volume of Antam in the first half of 2021 managed to record growth of up to 63.44%. In the first quarter of 2021 and 2020, there were reclassification for certain nickel ores because the company could either use in the production process as raw material or sold directly to customer as finished goods. Secondly, there is revenue center. Revenue centers usually have authority over revenue only and have very little control over costs. To evaluate a revenue center's performance, look only at its revenues and ignore everything else. To find out the revenue centers, it is enough to look at the net revenue. Net revenue experienced a significant change in 2020. Antam received a net revenue of minus 281 billion rupees, and in 2021, it received net revenue of 630 billion rupees, which means an increase of 912 billion rupees. This increase was all due to several increases in sales and finance costs, although there is also an increase in the cost of goods sold and operating expenses. All of that can be covered by a very significant increase in sales. Third, there is a profit center. Profit centers are businesses within a larger businesses whose managers enjoy control over their own revenues and expenses. They often select the merchandise to buy and sell, and they have the power to set their own prices. There are two things that need to be calculated in the profit center, namely gross profit margin. The formula is gross profit divided by sales times 100%, and net profit margin. The formula is net profit divided by sales times 100%. Net profit margin is used to make an analysis of the stability of the company, where the greater the ratio, the company's performance becomes more productive, so that investor confidence increases to invest in the company. A company that generates greater profits per value of sales means the company is more efficient. This efficiency will make the company more likely to survive when the product line is not doing well. A company can be said to be healthy if it has a net profit margin greater than 5%, Bank Indonesia standard. The above results give the percentage of net profit margin Antam in Q1 of 2021 at 6.84%. This key figure experienced a significant increase compared to the net profit margin in Q1 of 2020, which was minus 5.42%. The percentage increased by 12.26%. Antam fell far short of the company health standard in Q1 2020 due to the effects of COVID-19. However, by 2021, it can be said that Antam's performance is very good for improving the company's economy. Thus, there is investment center. In the investment center type, the division manager is not only measured by profit, but also by the capital or assets used. Return on equity is often used to evaluate their performance. There are things that need to be calculated return on equity, namely net profit and shareholder equity. Net profit needs to be annualized so that the return on equity calculation is more accurate. Because this analysis uses Q1 in 2021, so the net profit should be multiplied by 4. The formula of return on equity is just divided the annualized net profit with shareholder equity. Return on equity considered as a representation of the wealth of the shareholders or company value. A company can be said to be healthy if it has a return on equity greater than 8.25 industry standard in 2021. These results give the percentage of return on equity Antam in Q1 of 2021 at 12.74%. This key figure experienced a significant increase compared to the return on equity in Q1 of 2020, which was minus 5.92%. The percentage increased by 18.60%. This means that the 12.74% figure is a value that represents the total return on capital or equity and shows the company's ability to convert equity investment into profits. Antam fell far short of company's health standard in Q1 2020 due to the effects of COVID-19. However, by 2021, it can be said that Antam performance is very good for improving the company's economy. That's all from me. Thank you for watching this video and see you later and salam cuan.